Hey guys, Locke here. Today I'm going to be doing a introductory beginner kind of guide to live PvP. First I'm going to talk about why this is important. Generally, I would not be doing this video right now as a beginner guide. It would be one of the topics that I would cover a lot later on. But it is kind of important for me to get it out right now simply because of this event going on right now, which is giving you 5 times the amount of medals. If you are a beginner and you have no interest in live PvP right now because you don't feel like your account is up to scratch to do anything, this is what you should do. You should go into match battle. You should select a whoops. You should select a unit. I'm gonna use this. Disband. Select any level 1 unit that you want, or like that. Hit ready. Click on free match, and actually select even auto on and click commence matching. What that will do is it'll get you matched up to an opponent, and you will lose right away, probably within like 10 seconds, as long as you find an opponent. And you will still get 50 coins per loss. You can do this 5 times a day, and make sure you do it every day to get 250 coins every day. Um, uh, like usually, I mean, it's good to be getting coins every day anyway. And usually it's okay if you start a little bit late. If like like I said, I wouldn't be doing this right now. But the 5 times event is really significant. Let me just show you some of the things that you can get with this. So with this arena PvP metal coins, you can buy platinum armor recipes and Hermes sandal recipes. And Hermes sandals especially is very useful because it gives you 6 agility, and it can be equipped by anybody. You will need 5,000 coins. If you're getting 250 coins a day, you can get that in 20 days. You will still need to get some more items here to craft the recipe, but uh, like you know, usually you would if you're getting 5 losses a day, usually you would only be getting 50 coins a day. So that would take significantly longer than 20 days to get one recipe. So that's why I think that, like, get on this as soon as you can. And like, if you have absolutely no interest or think that your account is just going to get like, bombed anyway by like a much older player, then just, set up a level 1 unit. It doesn't take any time. Like, well, it takes like 10 seconds. And just get those medals every day. Now, the rest of this guide is going to talk about, like, if you actually do want to try, what are some concepts, how do you play, what do you do. That's what the rest of the guide is going to talk about. But if you feel like you are at a state where you just want to get this done and over with, just do what I said. Just set that level 1 unit and get it done. Now, if you are going to be actually playing the game, or at least trying how to play, the match battle games, I'm going to show you how it'll look like. So once you start the match, you would hit, commence matching, and it will take you to a battle on this map. Well, once it loads up, I can show you. Okay, so this is how it'll look like, and your units will actually be placed like this. So the 3 units like this, and your opponent will be spawning across from you. Well, generally they would be spawning across from you in the exact same positions on the exact opposite end. However, if you saw what I did, I clicked on initial placement, right? And I can move my units around to however I want them to be. And I actually suggest that you don't use this placement. Use a different placement because of something called affinity bonuses that you get from units being close together. So let's take a look at Sakura, because you guys are probably more familiar with Sakura than the other units. These are her stats. Take a look at her agility, her dexterity, and luck. Agility is the most important, like the most easiest to remember. So her agility is 92 right now. If I put her next to, or within 2 spaces of Elsa, her agility goes from 92 to 98. If I put her here, her agility goes from 92 all the way to 103. Likewise, her dexterity and luck has also improved drastically as well. So how this works is each unit has affinity with other units. As you keep playing stages, if you play like story stages or event stages, they start getting affinity bonuses from being with other units in close proximity. I will do a more detailed guide on how to build up your affinity faster, but if you've been using the same 5 units for a while, you'll probably have at least level 3 affinity bonuses with with each other. So if you put your units in something like this, where everyone is within 2 spaces of each other, each of them will be getting a 10% boost in agility and some boost in dexterity and luck as well. Agility is the most important of these boosts because, especially when you're starting the match and you're kind of close, like for example, like Halloween Leela on the first turn can move up to here and she can hit all 3 opponents with an AoE. Now, if her agility is 117, or if her agility is 105, that makes a huge difference, right? Because if her agility is 105, your opponent might go before her and defeat her. So, like I highly suggest, at least don't do this. At least do this if you don't want to think about it, because that way, like if your units are like this, only the unit in the middle is getting a 10% boost. Sorry, yeah, the only unit in the middle is getting a 10% boost from both your units. The other 2 units, like Halloween Leela, is getting a 10% boost only from the one unit. And so Sakura, like before it was 92, now it went to 98. If I move over here, it goes to 103. So you want to find a placement where everyone is within 2 spaces of each other. This is one placement you could do. Common placements are actually something like this also in the corner. Everyone is within 2 spaces of each other, getting that affinity boost. And also, because people are spawning across from you over here, there are limited units that will be able to hit you on turn 1. So if you're running slower units, or if you're running squishier units, like for example, if you're running Yuna that is not maxed out, because you're just like you just got her to LB4, so she's level 89, and there are a lot of units that can kill her before she gets to cast Re-Raise. Maybe you want to put her in the corner over here where Halloween Leela is, so that way she's able to she's more likely to not get killed on turn 1 by a faster opponent. Once you set your placement however you like, so for example, I'm setting it up like this, and I click once this loads, I click commence matching, and I do my battle, and the next battle comes around. I don't have to reset my my initial placement. That has already been saved. Once again, to go to initial placement, you first click on free match, then you click on party formation, and then you click on the button here that says initial placement. That's how you would go to place your units. And that placement is saved, so you don't have to set it up a second time. Before, when the game was new, you had to keep doing that every single time, and most people didn't want to do that, so they didn't want to spend the extra 5 seconds between each match to do that. But thankfully, that's been saved, so that's one less thing for you to worry about. Now, between auto and non-auto, if you select auto on and you click commence matching, you cannot turn auto off in the middle of the match. That is a new feature that has been introduced, and it forces you, if you have started on auto, to continue playing on auto. There's a match setting here which says that only match opponents who share the same auto battle settings. So if you are on auto, I think if you set this, you will only get matched with the auto battles as well. I'm not entirely sure about this because I don't play on auto. Whenever I play this, I always play manually. So maybe if you're in queue for a very long time, maybe it will still match you with opponents that are not on auto. I don't know. I can't. I've never done that, so I cannot tell you. You can do it for yourself and find out if you like. Anyway, so I will go into some like common tactics that I see being used. If you're playing on auto, a lot of people play evade teams because evade teams probably have evade and like unicentric light teams. These are the 2 teams that probably have a high chance of success even on full auto. So with evade teams, if you're not running somebody that has a guaranteed hit effect, you might have a very low chance to hit the evade teams. So even if you're playing manually and you're against a person who's playing full evade, you might lose. I have lost games before where I was playing manually and the opponent is full evade, and I was not able to hit anybody, and he could hit mine, and so I lost. Uh, Something, even with Yuna teams, because of the amount of healing that they have and the raw firepower with Yuna, Behemoth, and two other light units, I like there are games where I haven't lost to a light team like that yet, but there were close games like that on auto, so I could see people playing that on full auto as well. Um, so those are two common things that you might run into. If you want to, if you're going for like you don't want to spend too much time, but you want to put in a little bit of effort onto this, what I would suggest, again, I'm assuming you have Yuna and you have Titus and like some other. If you followed my guides from before, hopefully you have Nivlu, but maybe you don't. Um, anyway, if you want to go for like a first turn, you want to hit them hard and fast, and then if you lose, you lose. What I would suggest is use those exact same units. So you have Yuna, you have Titus, and you have Nivlu. If you happen to not have Nivlu because like you're not following my guide, or you just happen to not, you decide to go with a different unit, go for a time mage. There are time mages of lower variety as well. For example, Phoebe is a awesome budget time mage. She's only an SR unit, so she doesn't cost a lot of materials to get to awaken. So you can have Phoebe there. Other units that you can use are also like Shell, or who else? Helena. These are all time mages. So what you're trying to do with this strategy is you're trying to get your time mage to be the fastest as you can. So you want to put equipment that would increase their agility, like Titus's shoes. Or if you have awakened, if you have invested in Phoebe, you can use Phoebe's hat, which gives 5 agility as well. And you would put any other agility pieces you can. You might even put something like the Cactuar vision card, because that gives you a 12% boost of agility. You might use espers like Siren, which gives you again a high boost of agility. Let me just show you what Phoebe's speed will look like with all of this. So with all of this, her agility goes up to 77. It's not it's not great, but because being an SR, SRs have lower stats, but with the exact same setup on, like, say, Nivlu, well, I don't think she has. She probably doesn't have the resonance with Siren. So if I put Tetra, her agility is 100. And this is before her affinity boost. So with her affinity boost, it'll probably be like 110. And the idea is to get your time mage to go before your nuker. So your nuker could be Titus, or it could be Yuna. Yuna has AoE, so maybe it'll make more sense to have it be Yuna. So you want your time mage to go before your nuker. Your time mage will cast Quicken on your nuker. So I'm just going to say Yuna instead of nuker every time, because it just rolls off the tongue better. So Nivlu goes first. She starts casting Quicken on Yuna on her first turn. On Yuna's first turn, you will use whatever buff you can. So say you have like, suppose you have like Mediana's TMR, which is this one. So it increases magic attack and magic and physical attack as well. So she will use something like this, a buff on herself, and then when Quicken resolves and she gets another turn, she will use like her AoE nuke. Or you can have a card like this one, Black Rose Helena. If you happen to have this card gives an ability that also does an AoE effect and instant cast. So on your first turn, you can use the ability. You can use the Shadow Flare ability that comes with this vision card if you happen to have it. And then when Quicken resolves, you can use her Limit Burst to again AoE down. Or you can use Shadow Cast again. It gives you two turns of Shadow Cast. So this is something that could work. You can even do it with the double Quicken unit as well. So you can have Phoebe and Nivlu and Yuna. So this way, like, you're going all in with your one carry, in this case Yuna. So you would use Shadowcast. Maybe you would do something like, you buff your attack first, then you would use Shadowcast, and you would use Shadowcast again, or you would use your Limit Burst or something, right? So that's the idea. That's just with live PvP, when you're playing manually, there are so many nuances and strategies that you can do. Um, and so I'm just like, this is an introductory guide, so I'm just going with like something that's like the easiest one to explain and the easiest one for you to probably pull off as well. Especially, like, I'm hoping that you have Yuna, and you probably have Phoebe, and hopefully you have another time mage that you can pull this off with. um, if you happen to have Ildira, it could work similarly as well, because Ildira is available in the Mog shop. So with Ildira, she will use her Limit Burst, which gives you, similar to a Hooken effect, it increases your CT. When your CT hits 100, you get a turn. So this gives you 60 CT. So it's like you're getting half a turn faster. So, like, you can use strategies to manipulate CT and have your unit get to go twice in a row. Um, I think that's really it for like a beginner's guide on live PvP. I very, very highly recommend that, like, if you're having a bad time with this, just put a level 1 unit, or like any unit you want, hit auto, and just get those 250 medals a day, because this 5 times event is not going to last for a long time. I don't know how long it's going to last, and take advantage of it as much as you can. Now, in a little while, and when I say little while, I don't know if it's going to be later tonight or if it's going to be tomorrow, but the next video that I post, I'm actually going to be talking about a high level PvP match. So there's something called a class match going on, where it's like a tournament kind of thing. And I'm going to be sharing one of my matches and show you that, what like a high level PvP looks like. And I'm actually going to be playing a team that I'm going to be disadvantaged against, and I'm going to show how, what I do to win. And at the same time, like, if you've been following my older videos before I started doing these beginner guides, live PvP is something that I'm quite passionate about. So I'm also going to be talking about like why I find it so good, and why I'm passionate about it, and what the game itself means to me, right? Like, why am I playing this? This is the only game that I've played every day for a year. Usually get bored of games in 3 months. So I hope you I hope you enjoyed this video. If you were interested to learn more, I hope you check out that next video that's going to be coming out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about live PvP, if you have other tips or tricks, or want me to share anything else related to beginner guides or beginner questions, please leave a comment please leave a comment below. I will do my best to answer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. This has been Locke.